Okay, I've got to show you this. So basically, all right. So I was watching some tube and I found this guy. He has footage. So from what I've discovered, my quick run, the new drones and UFO sightings in North America recently. There have been two different, I'd say three different types of many different maybe shapes, styles, and colors of lights and colored lights and stuff in the sky. But there've been planes. There've been drones that have were confirmed that are developed by human beings, and there's a company that claims that they make them that can change from drones to planes and back and forth. The shape of a plane in the sky is smaller than a plane, and it looks like a drone, and it looks like a plane. It's like Superman. It goes, yeah. So there's the planes, actual just normal planes, the drone planes that can change between drones and planes, and then there's regular drones that are big, maybe as big as a vehicle, maybe as small as a quadcopter. There's those three types that are all human made. But there's a fourth kind, and the one person's theory is that all of these human drones are scouting that fourth thing, and there is footage of that too. That fourth thing is the thing that is there first, hypothetically, and then all the drones are there to scout it. But the thing that it looks like, I'm going to show you here real quick. So we're going to turn on the screen capture. So real quick right here, real fast. This guy, Omar Josh, all right, and we want to look at our history real quick here. Well, one other thing. Where did I go? Where did I go? There's one other video we're gonna close this with. I wanted to one thing real quick. Okay, so I don't have a right click, so I have to do some magic to get that done. This is the video I'll close it with, okay? Because this is a sentiment I had, and I more or less agree with him, but he says it way better than I could ever say.
Are we in the middle of a psychological operation?
Right. Can we pause that? Yes. Okay. So that's a good question. Are we in the middle of a psychological operation? There's so many different. There's at least three. Project. The beam that is blue, right? That's one. World War III, Civil War II. There's aliens. They could fake aliens, but they can also go the biblical route. And that's what I'm going to lead into this. Is whether it's psyop made by mankind, because human beings are also primed in this way, or it's true, the truth, TM, straight out of the Bible. We're going to be looking at this with a biblical understanding of the description. 1 second. Of angels.
Like a rolling ball of fire. It was very
a rolling ball of fire. Look at that. Did you see that? 1 second, real quick.
Like it morphed into an airplane.
Yeah, that's a real drone made by human beings. There's a website and a company that makes them. That's probably just a drone that can turn back and forth. Most of these are drones. They're just drones. They look like drones. Some of them are as big as a car, but they're very plausible. The technology exists. The thing that they're up there for might just be this. And this is the thing that is the actual UFO and the thing that all those drones are hiding, essentially.
Into some of these things, and then they disappear. And then at one point, I even witnessed it looked like a rolling ball of fire. It was very.
So do you see how it's a ball of yellow fire light? And there are things that look like circular loops, rings that orbit around it.
Strange. And then it started coming.
Like a what's it called? A Dyson sphere. There are these rings these loops, these rings that orbit around it, that circle really quickly around it, and it's a great ball of light. Have you ever seen anything like that before? I have. And let's see if we've got pictures. There are, according to the Bible, supposedly 9? I thought there were like 4 types of angels. Alright, well, what I want is the Ophanim. The cherubim wasn't an angel, though, was it? I'm pretty sure it's called the Ophanim. So this is serious talk here. Whether it's a psyop and they want us to believe that there are angels in the sky, or it's an actual angel, there's like 3 options. Either the government wants you to believe that those, basically, either the government wants you to believe in aliens, in other governments with their drones, or they're all scouting, whether it's Chinese drones or American or Russian or whatever drones. Those are real drones. They're scouting these Ophanim, okay, for lack of a better word, and it might just be the word. The real question is, are these man-made, and these aren't the Greys? I can tell you this. I don't think there's ever been a sighting of an Ophanim in relation to a UFO or Grey visitation in the past probably 2,000 years. I could be wrong, but the last time we seen these guys, it was Ezekiel, I believe. Let me get a pretty spell. Him. I can remember this. Described by Daniel and Ezekiel in the Bible as being these great balls of fire with rings that orbit them and many eyes. And I'll get the spelling right. I was thinking Ezekiel was tripping balls and saw something that was spiritual in another dimension. But this might just be how they appear in the mortal plane. If you look at this, Ophanim, okay. I don't want to swear to anything, but I'm convinced it was Ophanim. No, okay. Ophanim. Ophanim. And now they're going to redact it from the internet. Angels. Oh, come on. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to use start page to do the angel types. Angel types. The thing is, if it was the government wanting you to believe in angels, and so they put up the fake angel there with holograph or holographic technology or something else, right? And then they send the human drones, AI and everything else after it because they want to convince you. How does that help them out? How does that help them get more power? How aliens would make sense. If they were faking aliens, then they could respond in kind to the aliens. If they were faking an alien, China invading or someone else or something else otherworldly, but specifically angels is harder for the government to use because everybody who would believe in angels would also most likely believe that the government's not the right, quote, fix for that problem. So I think the government would be the stupidest they could possibly be to fake an Ophanim. Mind you, there have been sightings of Ophanims, mostly just from the Bible, but possibly in ancient Middle Ages, and maybe more recently. This is probably the first time I've ever seen video footage in modern day of an Ophanim, and I'm telling you, I don't want to swear, but I'm telling you, that's what an Ophanim looks like. Angel types described in the Bible, in the Bible. right, so uh, this one is, a whole bunch of eyes and a whole bunch of wings. The seraphim is an eye with a whole bunch of wings. So this is the seraphim. Okay, we zoom in a little bit. So the seraphim is a whole bunch of eyes and a whole bunch of wings. That's a seraphim. That's a seraphim. But what we're going to want to do here, that's probably what a seraphim looks like. That's a seraphim once again. That, I think, is a seraphim. But what we want to look at here is an Ophanim. And I'm very convinced that's what it's called, but I have yet to find it again. I cannot right click. Okay, so starting to look familiar. Alright, alright. This one, seraphim. It's an eye and a wing combination. Like I said, I thought Ezekiel was probably tripping balls, which allowed him to have enough DMT, to have enough, or maybe he just got a special dose straight from God, when he was sleeping, and was able to see the spiritual world in a vision. But this might actually be what they appear like in our plane. And okay, so this is the seraphim. This is a description, okay? There's no pictures in the Bible. But basically it's described as an eye or a bunch of eyes and wings. Biblically accurate cherubim. So the cherubim is right. Okay, so it's like wings and like a half. Where does it say it's a half? The cherubim are probably the most well described in the Bible, the worst interpreted throughout history. When everyone hears the cherubim, they think of the infant with wings. No, I don't. That's not a cherubim, not even close. The best description of cherubim comes from Ezekiel, but also the Genesis, where it's like a half lion, half some dragon or bird thing with wings, kind of like a griffin, right? It was something like four living creatures. Below was their appearance. There was a human form. Okay, so they also had a human form and 4 faces and 4 wings. Okay, so that's the best that human artists can do, basically. The seraphim, cherubim, biblically accurate thrones, or Ophanim. This is the Ophanim. The thrones have been the weirdest appearance because they appear to be glowing wheels covered with many eyes. A glowing ball in the middle with these spherical rings that orbit around it. I could show you a video, and this is, I'm pretty sure, they're called thrones, but I believe the word is Ophanim. As I looked at living creatures, cherubim, I saw on the ground besides creatures with 4 faces. This appeared to be structure of wheels. They sparked the topaz structure of wheels. With topaz and all 4 appeared, they look, yeah, okay. Interesting as a wheel, and they moved, and they go 4 directions. Yeah, so it's like dominion angels just look like angels. Virtue angels also just look like angels, but these are the ones. The ones that came as messengers didn't have wings, supposedly. Power as angels. But what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and look at here we go. Here's another good example. So it's like inside there's some sort of something inside that's probably full of light, and then around that orbiting around it are these rings, and there might be appearance of wings, and I I'm still pretty sure it's called Ophanim. This one right here. So, thrones. Okay, so let's do this real quick. We go to the Bible Hub. Bible Hub. All right, so I don't know why the internet doesn't have Ophanim. Bible Hub, yeah. So, this is the thing that's pretty crazy. That's the wrong Bible Hub. No, I think this is it. We do Strong's, yeah. Strong's. Ophanim. So there's also a video I think I saw that kind of describes them visually under biblically accurate angels. And Ophanim. Okay, so I got it off a little bit. Ophanim. Ophanim, is that correct? Ophanim. I was saying Ophanim. Ophanim. It's a little bit different. But this Ophanim. The type of thing that you definitely can't just memorize unless you've got some sort of memory, like Ophanim. Here we go. In Hebrew, wheels. This is the throne. This is the thrones. This is the one that's the thrones. Ophanim. All right. Now is this looking a little bit familiar? We've got 80%. We've got I with these rings going around it. I with these rings going around it. I with these rings going around it. Ball of light. Open space with rings going around it. Rings going around it. And the way that the rings orbit is not perfectly it's like this. It's like this. The rings orbit cattywampus inside each other. And, I don't know if this is blasphemous, but I need a good image for the thumbnail and stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and ask a large language model to make a Ophanim. Let's go ahead and put this up to log in. Let's just do somebody who's got credits. I guess you'll probably have credits. Or it just won't work. Half the time it just doesn't work. Oh, I didn't click on that. I clicked on the other one and you popped in my face. Okay, let's see if we can get a Leo to do that. Now let's go back to looking at Ophanim to see if they've got. So it looks kind of like, there you go. There you go. You got the right color aesthetic there, and you got the concept right there. So this is what we're talking about. This is this art station, seriously? I just want the image. I'm not going to steal it for the thumbnail. A glowing ball of light with these rings that go around it. Look at that. Burn that into your eyes. That's a biblically accurate Ophanim from the Bible. Ophanim or thrones, rings, as what they're described. Now, a lot of ancient alien hypothesis, theory, whatever, think that angels and Vimana and UFOs are all the same thing. Regardless of that, I don't think there's been a sighting of an Ophanim in like 2,000 years. Maybe, but it's one of the rarest, if not the rarest UFO thing to see. And it would still be considered a UFO. So we're gonna go back to we're gonna go back to his video, and we're gonna look at his.
What is this?
Hopefully,
Look at this.
is this the right one? Pause. I'm clicking. You freaking YouTube. Okay, so.
For about 45 minutes at around like 11 o'clock.
So, okay, so this is definitely a psyop, I think, that's happening. But what's the psyop? Do they want us to believe in angels? Do they want us to believe in aliens? Do they want us to believe in drones? World War III, Civil War II? Civil race, sex, culture, division, Armageddon 9, like you. Right here. Right here.
45 minutes straight, there were these orbs going up from above
Orbs.
the mountain, and right behind that mountain was where the base is. They would go up in the sky, move in weird patterns.
And these are orbs.
No noises, nothing. Very bright lights.
Yes.
And then they would disappear. And it kept happening over and over again in different patterns, not the same pattern, for 45 minutes. And a lot of the videos that I've seen of the people that are doing the exact same thing. I actually believe these might be the same things that they were doing at Area 51.
And if you want to see what he's talking about, go make your way to his video.
Oh wow, that's really far too.
That's an airplane. Yeah, that's different. I'm gonna have to use my super lens on that. Whoa.
Okay.
Actual drone, and then it looked like it morphed into an airplane. I zoomed into some of these things, and then they disappear. And then at one point, I even witnessed it looked like a rolling ball of fire. It was very, very strange.
Okay. So I'm going to put it in full screen and play it a little bit at 4K so we can see it in all its glory.
We all know what a drone
In
looks
all
like.
God's glory.
Propellers, all that stuff. But if it's something that
This is
making any noises and it's just hovering around and it's massive.
I've spent only one full day out here, and so far, if you missed that video, go back and look at it. Now, from my experience being out here, I've seen these drones kind of morphing into different things. I saw what looked like, just a regular flying aircraft. Once I saw an actual drone, and then it looked like it morphed into an airplane.
Yeah, that's a real drone technology. Human drone.
Things, and then they disappear. And then at one point, I even witnessed it looked like a rolling ball of fire. It was very, very strange. And then it started coming towards me into the.
Did you see that?
Actual drone, and then it looked like it morphed into an airplane. I zoomed into some of these things, and then they disappear. And then at one point, I even witnessed it looked like a rolling ball of fire. It was very, very strange.
So you see that? Now it flashed white for a second, but did you see that? You see these marks here. These are orbiting around it. They're orbiting around it like rings. This is an Ophanim, or the image of an Ophanim. If that's a holographic projection, somebody wants you to believe in specifically the type of UFO that is an Ophanim. If that's a UFO or it's real, that is in fact as exactly as described as the Ophanims of the Bible. That is freaky. Not freaky, that's actually really cool, but that's crazy. That's crazy. An Ophanim. Probably saying it wrong. But yeah, if you've ever seen an Ophanim before in real life, let me know in the comment below, and we're gonna close this out with this guy here.
Are we in the middle of
So this is to bring it back to base, because there's basically there's been so many psyops in just my lifetime. It's important to be aware of when the next one is.
The psychological operation right now. There are thousands of drone sites. Are we in the middle of a psychological operation right now? There are thousands of drone sightings.
I've never seen so many UFOs in my life.
And more weird stuff every single day.
Were they human or non-human?
Non-human, we are not.
So basically, go watch his video right after this. It's called Planned Event: The Truth About yeah, it's right there. I'll hopefully have it in the description linked along with the other content that I reacted to. He basically is just saying question everything, but definitely watch it because he goes over in his experience all the different telltale signs of a psyop, how to respond, how to think critically, so on and so forth. If the government is going to advantage from this and gain more power, then it's probably a psyop. And so, to close us out, let's get an image of an Ophanim, which I can't quickly enough get the... Oh, did I click it? No. Did I click it? Yes, I clicked X.